The first annual Gold Coast Film Festival took place June 1st through the 5th in the town of North Hempstead. Hundreds of moviegoers packed local Clearview cinemas in 5 North Shore communities to check out the 65 films the festival had to offer. The festival got off to a roaring start with actor Bruce Dern, who was presented with the first ever Gold Coast Film Festival Legend Award.
I'm proud to be here, obviously. I'm very grateful that they consider me a legend. I have trouble considering myself a legend because one of my greatest claim to fame was, in my own mind, I got to come to Hollywood and work with the legends.
So on opening night, Dern sat with the audience and recalled stories of his memories of working with such screen legends as John Wayne, Bette Davis, Alfred Hitchcock, and Jack Nicholson, just to name a few. Dern says he really likes what he's seen at this first-year festival and predicts a strong future for it.
I'm really excited for them. I think they'll do this. I think they'll do every year. I mean, Regina says, one of the things I try to do is bring Tribeca to the North Shore. She's done it. I mean, it's wonderful what she's done. And this kid, Sean, he's a wizard. I mean, he just knows more about film. He's only 31 years old. I looked at him yesterday. I didn't know he had hair yet. I mean, he looks just like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting,
Film animator Bill Plimpton was also there on Friday, June 3rd. He decided to teach a masterclass in film animation at the New York Institute of Technology's D. Seversky Center in Old Westbury.
What's so cool about this, it's the first year and it seems to have a buzz and a life that you would find in a 10-year festival. So I think that the prognosis for the future of this festival is excellent. I think you have a good support community, which is important. You have the facilities like this university. You have people who love film. You have good programming. So I think the future is very bright.
On Saturday night, director Baz Luhrmann was there at the Nassau County Museum of Art in Roslyn to introduce the movie Funny Face, screened outside on the lawn under the stars.
And so many of the people in the Gold Coast area have been so helpful in helping us research another project that I've been working on, which I can't really talk about, but it's set in this area and it involves a green light at the end of a dock. So, and like folk from like Oheka and Old Westbury Gardens and Hempstead House, and so we've been coming out and people have been extraordinarily helpful and supportive. So it seemed like a really great thing to give back from our point of view. That's one thing. And I think if you know anything about the Gold Coast, what you know, particularly the history of the Gold Coast, it was certainly a place people came in the summer, particularly to live life and to celebrate culture, to bathe in culture. So a film festival out here seems a no-brainer during summer. That's a wonderful thing, and it's great that it's got going, and I know we'll be back.
Even local and state politicians showed up. Here we see not one, but 2 comptrollers. New York State Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli from Great Neck says this festival was a great idea.
It really is a tribute to the community that this film festival is happening, and certainly to the great spirit of Regina Gill. It was a privilege for me when she started the Arts Center a long time ago to be involved with that, and actually we helped get a state grant for Regina to launch the Arts Center. And I know this idea of a film festival has been a dream of hers for a long time, and to see the community support, the number of sponsorships, people going to the films has been a great buzz about the whole festival. So it's, for a first-year effort, it's outstanding.
There was even a special panel devoted to local Long Island filmmakers. Academy Award winner Ryan Silbert from Port Washington was one of them.
I never would have thought that Long Island, much less the North Hempstead, would have their own film festival. But it just shows how far we've come, in terms of our awareness of movies and of independent movies specifically. So showing movies here is awesome. I mean, it's the best audience. It's really avid community of filmgoers.
One of the festival's highlights and most highly attended films was the New York premiere of the documentary Chasing Madoff. The film's director Jeff Prosserman says it's great to finally be able to present his film to a New York audience for the first time.
Being something that's such a New York story, with the Madoff scandal breaking, we realized that there were so many people out here in Long Island that were affected by this personally and directly. That this would be a great place to screen for a lot of those people as well as the general public at large.
Very excited.
Very excited, and we have a big party tonight with all sorts of folks, and it's going to be one exciting thing after another. We'll have a great time at the Gold Coast International Film Festival.
Let's go.
Town Supervisor John Kamen says this highly anticipated documentary is a great get for a first-year film festival.
First of all, it's just wonderful to have our International Film Festival take off like it did. This is our first year, so this is our premiere as well. To have the premiere of Chasing Madoff is important to us because I think it signifies that this film festival actually is serious. It's real. It's something that has a lot of depth and substance. And Madoff actually impacted our community probably more so than the local recession. So here's a person that really adversely affected our community throughout the North Shore, certainly throughout North Hempstead. Most of his victims were in the Great Neck, Manhasset, Roslyn, North Shore area. And so I think it's quite fitting to have this premiere here, and I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting to see a New York premiere here in our home community during our film festival that I think is really taken off. It's just such a success, so we're very excited.
Kierdra Baruth, a filmmaker from Long Island, won one of the top prizes for her documentary Bob and the Monster. She says the film festival was a great experience.
Very impressed. Yeah, I've been very impressed with the amount of celebrity and press coverage that they've been able to attain for an inaugural festival.
Noah Myman from Israel says the Gold Coast Film Festival was a great experience for the international films as well. She premiered her film Homecoming for the first time in America.
I have to say, you never know with the first film festival, but from the little I got, I think it's going to grow to become a really significant and serious one. Just from the get-go, to see the way these things have been done, it's very professional, very accurate, great selection of movies, if I may say it myself. And I think in 10-15 years we would say that it was a much more historical, significant day yesterday than we thought at the time.
To the first annual Gold Coast International Film Festival.
Festival founder and director Regina Gill thanked everyone for their help and reflected on the whole experience.
They said it couldn't be done. That makes it sweeter, but it's done. It's been a really tremendous experience.
And Regina says based on the festival's success, it's time to start thinking about next year.
I guess I have to, because sometimes you feel like a victim of your own success, but they're already buzzing about next year, so it looks like I will simply, in 2 weeks, we're going to give it 11 and a half months, and in 11 and a half months we're going to have another festival, so we're going to do it.
And with the team that Regina has, nothing will stop them from having this festival be up there with all the other great American and international film festivals. The Gold Coast is back on the map, and this film festival is doing that.
Because we're going to bring it back.
In Port Washington, Chris Collora reporting.